do here?
Of the world's known species, the mighty crocodile is the biggest aquatic reptile, while its counterpart, the Komodo dragon, is the heaviest and largest of all the planet's lizards. If these two ever squared off in head-to-head combat, it would be very interesting to see who would prevail. Before we size up these two creatures in a hypothetical battle, we will learn some facts about the appearance, size, habitats, behaviors, diets, bite force, defensive and offensive tactics, and several other attributes to see how the two measure up. All right, let's keep it snappy. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Curious who'd win between the Komodo dragon and crocodile? Before we dive in, smash that like button, drop a comment, and hit subscribe. Oh, and don't miss out on the cool surprises in the description box. Let's roll! Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Appearance. The Komodo dragon, sometimes referred to as a Komodo monitor, is a huge lizard with a flat head, lengthy, muscular tail, and maneuvers around on sturdy, bowed legs. These lizards belong to the Veridae family and have been recorded as appearing in an assortment of color hues, including gray, black, green, and blue. There have even been orange ones spotted, flicking around their yellow forked tongues. The Komodo dragon's jaws are stocked with serrated, sharp teeth. Their powerful claws enable them to be good climbers, though not in their heavy adult form, and able diggers, with tough-to-penetrate skin supported by osteoderms, or bony plates that make it hard. The crocodile is a legendary reptilian colossus, part of the lore of many ancient cultures who have been with us in nearly the same form since before humans roamed the earth. In fact, they are thought to have been here at the time of the dinosaurs, being one of the only animal species that was able to survive the asteroid that wiped most life off of the planet. Their skin is also thick and durable. Their jaws are lined with conical teeth, and they are armed with an extremely powerful tail. Their short legs end with webbed feet, which allow them to move across land, but also paddle underwater, their preferred hunting location of choice. Their ears, nostrils, and eyes are all located on top of their heads, which enables them the ability to be almost fully submerged and sneak up on unsuspecting prey. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Size. The Komodo dragon isn't regarded as the world's biggest lizard without reason. They weigh in at around 300 pounds, or 135 kilograms, and measure in length as long as 10 feet, or 3 meters. While young hatchlings, which measure about 18 inches or 45 centimeters, often climb trees and live up in the safety of branches and barks to escape predators, a fully grown Komodo cannot climb trees once past a young age. Many people believe that all crocs are generally the same, but there are actually 23 species of the animal known across the world, and span a notable size variance between them. The smallest crocodile species is the dwarf crocodile, measuring about 5.6 feet or 1.7 meters and weighing only around 15 pounds or 7 kilograms. The largest is the infamous saltwater croc. These monstrosities have been found to weigh as much as 2,000 pounds or 907 kilograms and reach a length of 20.24 feet, 6.17 meters at a record. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Habitat. The Komodo dragon is believed to have evolved from a dragon-like creature drawn from ancient history, residing on the Indonesian island of Komodo. The population of the Komodos is still generally limited to the same area, making the Komodo dragon the largest planetary predator to be confined to such a small home range. Komodo dragons can be found spread across forest-covered and savanna grassland of 4 islands that are included in the Komodo National Park region: Rinca, Komodo, Gili Dasami, and Gili Montana. These islands are hot and very humid, especially in dry seasons, typically reaching 70% humidity and temperatures as high as 35 degrees Celsius. Komodo dragons can thrive and survive in these conditions thanks to the storage of fat in their tails, which afford them a source of metabolic water. While crocodiles are found in humid conditions too, they are far more widely distributed globally than the Komodos. Found primarily in tropical and lowland regions of both the southern and northern hemispheres. Crocodiles have been found to live in areas including Mexico, Central America, East and West Indies, Sub-Saharan Africa, Sri Lanka, India, and Madagascar. Their primary residences involve saltwater regions, wetlands, rivers, and various lakes. But there have been confirmed cases of crocs living in seas as well. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Behavior. Except for mating season, Komodo dragons are solitary creatures. To stay cool during the heat of the daytime and rest at night, Komodos dig themselves burrows as deep as 29.5 feet, or 9 meters, where they also often lay their eggs. In the mornings, Komodos leisure in the sunlight, then set off in search of breakfast. During the afternoons, they could be found napping in the shade until settling for a meal that will satisfy their hunger, sending them off to sleep until they repeat the process on the following day. Crocodiles are far less solitary than Komodos, often basking in the sun in groups and sharing food. However, saltwater crocs are extremely territorial and do not take to interaction with their own kind. While young males are willing to share territory with females for mating reasons, they regard fellow male crocs as rivals. To deal with the heat, crocodiles exhaust their bodily warmth through their mouths, which is why they can be commonly found with their mouths open. Some saltwater croc species will actually climb trees and bask in the sun higher up off the ground when it's time to sunbathe. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Sound. The primary sound evoked by the Komodo is a loud hiss meant to warn fellow lizards or humans of their presence, in hopes of warding them off. The sound is most often heard when males are setting to wrestle each other to vie for mating rights with a Komodo female. Adolescent and adult crocs elicit several sounds, including hisses, bellows, growls, and roars. The growls are heard when a croc is looking to be left alone or feels threatened, while, similar to Komodos, they hiss to ward off those they see as intruding on their territory or fellow crocs they regard as rivals. During mating season, crocs will often bellow as a means of declaring their territory as private and claimed. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Diet. When it comes to assuring they have food, the Komodo is ruthless to the point of being cannibalistic, often feeding on smaller Komodos as well as their own offspring. Outside of such desperate measures, Komodos will generally take what they can get for a meal. They will feed on pigs, deer, carrion, and even water buffaloes. Komodo dragons are equipped to be excellent hunters and afforded an incredible sense of smell, which allows them to detect prey from significant distances. When the prey is in sight, the Komodo uses a combination of superb patience, deadly venom glands, and camouflaging capability to reign as a hunter with a fantastic success rate. The diet of the crocodile ranges far and wide. While they commonly prey on frogs, fish, birds, and crustaceans, those are generally easy targets. The crocs have ample strength, durability, and guile to take down far bigger prey, such as wildebeests, zebras, and buffalo, who happen to wander near a body of water where the superb hunter awaits. One of the shortcomings of a crocodile's jaws is that it's not able to move sideways, rendering the croc unable to chew. This doesn't stop their feeding ability, though, as crocs clamp down with a bite that crushes their prey, then swallow it whole or rip chunks off for consumption. The croc doesn't have to work for food too often, as these creatures can go without for months thanks to their slow metabolism. To help their digestion, they swallow small stones, which grind the food in their stomachs and allow it to process through the digestive tract. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Bite force. The venom of a Komodo dragon is potent enough to drop a buffalo. Their 6 venom-filled glands produce the powerful toxin, which is decimated from the inner tooth cavities. What is surprising is that while Komodos prefer large prey to satisfy their appetites, they have a relatively weak jaw strength of only 29 newtons of force in their bite. The bite force of a crocodile, however, is a whole different story. The strongest bite ever recorded from a crocodile belonged to a saltwater croc, whose bite carried the stunning force of 16,460 newtons, which is a bite with 3,700 psi. Because this is distributed per tooth, the actual strength of the saltwater croc's bite is a mind-blowing 350,000 psi. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Speed. For comparison, the average human can sprint at 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. But a Komodo dragon can sprint at a nearly equal 12 miles per hour or 20 kilometers per hour. If you ever had to outrun one, the speed alone would not be much of a savior. But if you run in zigzag motions, you will have far more luck in escaping, as these creatures simply cannot keep up with that style of running. If you found yourself trying to outrun a croc, don't worry. They can only move at 7 to 8 miles per hour or 12 to 14 kilometers per hour on land and only achieve such velocity in small bursts. A sprinting human will have to actively try to not outrun them to not be able to. But in the water, it's a whole different story. Not only can crocs hold their breath underwater for almost an hour, but they also move at a stunning 20 miles per hour or 32 kilometers per hour in the water, way faster than the fastest human swimmer can even dream of achieving. Komodo dragon versus crocodile. Attacking and defensive mannerisms. Rather than chasing down their prey, Komodo dragons will wait on prey to approach, sensing them with their incredible sense of smell. Once the prey is near, the Komodo springs at it, using its sharp teeth and claws to wound the prey and bite it with toxin-releasing bites that will stun the victim and lower their blood pressure as they bleed excessively, seizing their blood's ability to clot. All of this will send the prey into shock, resulting in a quick death, at which point the Komodo dragon will feast on its corpse. Crocodiles are much more stealthy in the sense that they lie in wait for their prey rather than chase it. Floating silently at the water surface, the crocs wait till they're close enough to unsuspecting prey, then launch with a massive bite that clamps down around the victim, dragging them underwater until they drown. Once the prey has died, the croc will devour their corpse. But this doesn't happen in the water. The crocs drag the dead prey onto land to have their meal. Because if they were to do so in the water, they would need to open their jaw and inhale water, which would cause them to also drown. Komodo dragons versus crocodile. Who would win in a fight? This fight might hinge upon the two animals fighting. A large croc would have a definitive advantage against a Komodo dragon, as they are heavier and more powerful. But a Komodo could certainly triumph over a dwarf croc, even in adulthood. But against a saltwater croc, the matchup favors the croc overwhelmingly. Another important aspect is the location of the battle. Komodos are far faster on land than the crocodile, so they would be able to evade the devastating result of a bite more easily. The speed of the dragon will also put him in a position to get around the croc and place a venomous bite that will shock his opponent and render him unable to fight, then function, and then live. Then the Komodo would have a masterful meal. In the water, the odds go heavily in the direction of the crocodile, who is not only bigger and faster in the water, it also has a far superior bite force. One clamp-down bite and the Komodo dragon is toast, unless the dragon manages to sneak in a venomous bite first. The effects of the venom are not immediate, so unless after landing the bite the Komodo bails for a while, both would perish in this battle.